Back to another live stream. Um, so as y'all know, we're 5 days in. We're 5 days into the challenge. We're trying to read the Old Testament in a month. So if y'all haven't catched up, if this is the first video, I encourage y'all to go to day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. That way you get the full package. You'll be able to listen to the whole story. So yeah, so today is a grind. I think we're reading about 18 chapters, but it's very dense, and it's Leviticus 13 to 27, and then we're reading 4 chapters into Numbers. So this is gonna be a grind, as I said. Yeah, holy, just like looking at the chapters, like they all have like 50 verses. Yeah, this is gonna be a grind. All right, but let's get going here. 12/21, May 23rd, 2025. We started on the 19th, so it does make sense. 5 days in, and it's Friday today. It's already Friday today. That's crazy, bro. It felt like I just started this challenge. This is crazy. Time is flying for some reason. Time is flying. And I have no idea why it's flying so quick. All right, but let's get into it. Dear God, as I read your word, as I read the Old Testament, I know it's hard to read. Would you help me to be able to read through it, be able to learn, be able to kind of grab on what you're trying to say to the Israelites, how you want things, how you want things to go, and how you want us to be holy, right? There's just a lot that you have to be holy because God is holy, and just help me to learn that aspect of being able to know the holiness of you requires dedication. It requires some form of restriction, and obviously it seems like it was hard to do because it was a daily thing they had to do, but God, just would you help me to reflect that on my life, just be able to be holy, and help me to be able to sacrifice things, and dedicate some aspect of my time to build that character, and to build into that holiness that you have required. And just help me as I read. All right. Here we go. Leviticus chapter 13. Laws about leprosy. So this is going to be a bunch of laws here. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, when a person has on the skin of his body a swelling or an eruption or a spot, and it turns into a case of leprous disease on the skin of his body, and he shall be brought to Aaron, the priest, or to one of his sons, the priests. And the priest shall examine the disease area on the skin of his body, and if the hair in the disease area has turned white, and the disease appears to be deeper than the skin of his body, it is a case of a leprous disease. When the priest has examined him, he shall pronounce him unclean. But if the spot is white in the skin of his body and appears no deeper than the skin, and the hair in it has not turned white, the priest shall shut up the diseased person for 7 days. And the priest shall examine him on the 7th day, and if his eyes, the disease is checked, and the disease has not spread in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up for another 7 days. And the priest shall examine him again on the 7th day, and if the disease area has faded, and the disease has not spread in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is only an eruption, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the eruption spreads in the skin after he has shown himself to the priest for his cleansing, he shall appear again before the priest, and the priest shall look, and if the eruption has spread in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprous disease. When a man is afflicted with the leprous disease, he shall be brought to the priest, and the priest shall look, and if there is a white swelling in the skin that has turned the hair white, and there is raw flesh in the swelling, It is a chronic leprous disease in the skin of his body, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean. He shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. And if the leprous disease breaks out in the skin, so that the leprous disease covers all the skin of the diseased person from head to toe, head to foot, so far as the priest can see, then the priest shall look, and if the leprous disease has covered all his body, he shall pronounce him clean of the disease. It has all turned white, and he is clean. When raw flesh appears on him, he shall be unclean, and the priest shall examine the raw flesh and pronounce him unclean. Raw flesh is unclean, for it is a leprous disease. But if the raw flesh recovers and turns white again, then he shall come to the priest again, and he shall come to the priest, and the priest shall examine him, and if the disease has turned white, then the priest shall pronounce the diseased person clean. He is clean. If there is in the skin of one's body a boil and it heals, and in the place of the boil there comes a white swelling or a reddish white spot, then it shall be shown to the priest, and the priest shall look, and if it appears deeper than the skin, and its hair has turned white, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a case of leprous disease that has broken out in the boil. But if the priest examines it, and there is no white hair in it, and is not deeper than the skin, but has faded, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days, and if it spreads in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a disease. But if the spot remains in one place and does not spread, it is a scar of the boil, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Or when the body has burned on its skin, and the raw flesh of the burn becomes a spot, reddish white or white, the priest shall examine it, and if the hair in the spot has turned white, and it appears deeper than the skin, then it is a leprous disease. It has broken out in the burn, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a case of a leprous disease. But if the priest examines it, and there is no white hair in the spot, and is no deeper than the skin, but has faded, the priest shall shut him up 7 days, and the priest shall examine him the 7th day. If it is spreading in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a case of leprous disease. But if the spot remains in one place and does not spread on the skin, does not spread in the skin, but has faded, it is a swelling from the burn, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is the scar of the burn. When a man or a woman has a disease on the head or the beard, the priest shall examine the disease, and if it appears deeper than the skin, and the hair in it it's yellow and thin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is an itch, a leprous disease of the head or the beard. And if the priest examines the itching disease, and it appears no deeper than the skin, and there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall shut up the person with the itching disease for 7 days. And on the 7th day, the priest shall examine the disease. If the itch has not spread, and there is in it no yellow hair, and the itch appears no deeper than the skin, then he shall shave himself. But the itch he shall not shave, and the priest shall shut him up the priest shall shut up the person with the itching disease for another 7 days. And on the 7th day the priest shall examine the itch, and if the itch has not spread in the skin and appears to be no deeper than the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. And if the itch spreads in the skin after his cleansing, then the priest shall examine him, and if the itch has spread in the skin, the priest need not seek for the yellow hair. He is unclean. But if in his eyes the itch is unchanged, and the black hair has grown in it, and the itch is healed, he is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. When a man or a woman has spots on the skin of the body, white spots, the priest shall look, and if the spots on the skin of the body are of dull white, it is leucendorma. It's leucendorma. I'm not sure what that is. It is leukemderma that has broken out in the skin. He is clean. Verse 40. If a man's hair falls out from his head, he is bald, he is clean. And if the man's hair falls out from his forehead, he has baldness of the forehead, he is clean. But if there is on the bald head or the bald forehead a reddish white disease area, It is a leprous disease breaking out on his bald head or his bald forehead. Then the priest shall examine him, and if the disease swelling it's reddish, and if the disease swelling is reddish white on his bald head or on his bald forehead, is there a difference? Bald head and bald forehead? I don't know if there's a difference here, but let's keep going. Reddish white on his bald head or his bald forehead, like the appearance of leprous disease in the skin of his body, he is a leprous man. He is unclean. The priest must pronounce him unclean. His disease is on his head. The leprous person who has the disease shall wear torn clothes and let the hair of his head hang loose. And he shall cover his upper lip and cry out, unclean, unclean. He shall remain unclean as long as he has disease. As long as he has the disease, he is unclean. He shall live alone. His dwelling shall be outside the camp. He lives alone, and he's supposed to live outside the camp. So that's interesting. Okay, so Leviticus 13. Let's just go 40 to 47, I guess, because it kind of gives the whole picture. 47. When there is a case of leprous disease in a garment, whether a woolen or a linen garment, and wrapped or woof of linen or wool, or in a skin or in anything made of skin, if the disease is greenish or reddish in the garment or in the skin or in the warp or in the woof or in any article made of skin, it is a case of leprous disease, and it shall be shown to the priest, and the priest shall examine the disease and shut up that which has the disease for 7 days. Then he shall examine the disease on the 7th day. If the disease has spread in the garment, in the warp or the woof or in the skin, whatever be the use of the skin, the disease is a persistent leprous disease. It is unclean, and he shall burn the garment or the warp or the wool or the linen or any article made of skin that is diseased. For it is a persistent leprous disease. It shall be burned in the fire. And if the priest examines, and if the disease has not spread in the garment, in the warp or in the wool, or in any article made of skin, then the priest shall command that they wash the thing in which is the disease, and he shall shut it up for another 7 days. And the priest shall examine the diseased thing after it has been washed. And if the appearance of the disease area has not changed, though the disease has not spread, it is unclean. You shall burn it in the fire, whether the rot is on the back or on the front. But if the priest examines, and if the disease area has faded after it has been washed, he shall tear it up. He shall tear it out of the garment or the skin or the warp. Then if it appears again in the garment, in the warp or the wool, or in any article made of skin, it is spreading. He shall burn with fire whatever has the disease. But the garment or the wool or the warp or any article made of skin, from which the disease departs, when you washed it, shall he be washed a second time and be clean. This is the law for the case of a leprous disease in a garment of wool or linen, either in the warp or the woof, or in any article made of skin, to determine whether it is unclean, whether it's clean or unclean. So that's just chapter 1, and we're already like 14 minutes in. So that's okay. Yeah, that's this is gonna take me a while. I'm gonna have to grind this thing out. Every chapter is like 40 verses. 40 verses. Hey man. So basically, we have to read all this in like. I want to read it. I want to be done reading by 3. Like that's my goal here. Chapter 14 of Leviticus. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "This shall be the law of the leprous person for the day of his cleansing. He shall be brought to the priest, and the priest shall go out of the camp, and the priest shall look. Then if the case of the leprous disease is healed in the leprous person, the priest shall command them to take for him who is to be cleansed, to live clean birds, who is to be cleansed, 2 live clean birds, and a cedar wood, and scarlet yarn, and hyssop. And the priest shall command them to kill one of the birds in any earthenware vessels over fresh water. He shall take the live bird with the cedar wood, and the scarlet yarn, and the hyssop, and dip them and the live bird in the blood of the bird that was killed over the fresh water. And he shall sprinkle it 7 times on him who is to be cleansed of the leprous disease. Then he shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird go into the open field. And he who is to be cleansed shall wash his clothes and shave off all his hairs and bathe himself in water, and he shall be clean. And after that he may come into the camp, but live outside his tent 7 days. And on the 7th day he shall shave off all his hair from his head, his beard, his eyebrows. So shave off everything, his beard, his hair, his eyebrows. He shall shave off all his hair, and then he shall wash his clothes and bathe his body in water, and he shall be clean. And on the 8th day he shall take 2 male lambs without blemish, and 1 ewe lamb a year old without blemish, a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, 1 log of oil. And the priest who cleanses him shall set the man who is to be cleansed and these things before the Lord at the entrance of the tent of meeting. And the priest shall take one of the male lambs and offer it for a guilt offering, along with the log of oil, and wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. And he shall kill the lamb in the place where they kill the sin offering and the burnt offering, in the place of the sanctuary. For the guilt offering, like the sin offering, belongs to the priest. It is the most holy. The priest shall take some of the blood of the guilt offering, and the priest shall put it on the lobe of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, and on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. Then the priest shall take some of the log of oil and pour it into the palm of his own left hand, and dip his right finger in the oil that is in his left hand, and sprinkle some oil with his finger 7 times before the Lord. And some of the oil that remains in his hand the priest shall put on the lobe of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, and on the right thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, on the top of the blood of the guilt offering. And the rest of the oil that is in the priest's hand he shall put on the head of him who is to be cleansed. And then the priest shall make atonement for him before the Lord. The priest shall offer the sin offering to make atonement for him who is to be cleansed from his uncleanness. And afterward he shall kill the burnt offering, and the priest shall offer the burnt offering and the grain offering on the altar. Thus the priest shall make the atonement for him, and he shall be cleaned. But if he is poor and cannot afford so much, that he shall take 1 male lamb for a guilt offering to be waved, to make atonement for him, and 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, and a log of oil. Also 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons, whichever he can afford. The one shall be a sin offering, and the other a burnt offering. And on the 8th day he shall bring them for his cleansing to the priest, to the entrance of the tent of meeting before the Lord. And the priest shall take the lamb of the guilt offering and the log of oil, and the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. And he shall kill the lamb of the guilt offering, and the priest shall take some of the blood of the guilt offering, and put it on the lobe of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, and on the thumb of his right hand, on the big toe of his right foot. And the priest shall pour some of the oil into the palm of his own left hand, and shall sprinkle with his right finger some of the oil that is in his left hand 7 times before the Lord. And the priest shall put some of the oil that is in his hand on the lobe of the right ear of him who is to be cleansed, and on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, in the place where the blood of the guilt offering was put. And the rest of the oil that is in the priest's hand he shall put on the head of him who is to be cleansed, to make atonement for him before the Lord. And he shall offer of the turtle doves or pigeons, whichever he can afford, 1 for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, along with the grain offering. And the priest shall make atonement before the Lord for him who is being cleansed. This is the law for him who is a case of leprous disease, who cannot afford the offering for his cleansing. So chapter 15 has 55 chapters. Chapter 14 has 55 chapters. So this is a grind. I told y'all, this is going to be a grind. I'm halfway through. We're already 20 minutes in. I've only read one chapter. Holy fuck. Okay, let's keep reading. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, when you come into the land of Canaan, which I give you for a possession, and put a case of leprous disease in a house in the land of your possession, then he who owns the house shall come and tell the priest, there seems to me to be some case of disease in my house. Then the priest shall command that they empty the house before the priest goes to examine the disease, lest all that is in the house be declared unclean. And afterward the priest shall go in to see the house, and he shall examine the disease, and if the disease in the walls of the house with greenish or reddish spots, and if it appears to be deeper than the surface, then the priest shall go out of the house to the door of the house and shut up the house 7 days. And the priest shall come again on the seventh day and look. If the disease has spread in the walls of the house, then the priest shall command that they take out the stones in which is the disease and throw them into an unclean place outside the city. And he shall have the inside of the house scraped all around, and the plaster that they scrape off they shall pour out in an unclean place outside the city. Then they shall take other stones and put them in the place of those stones. And he shall take other plasters and plaster the house. If the disease breaks out again in the house after he has taken out the stones and scraped the house and plastered it, then the priest shall go and look. And if the disease has spread in the house, it is a persistent leprous disease in the house. It is unclean. And he shall break down the house, its stones and timbers, and all the plaster of the house, and he shall carry them out of the city to an unclean place. Moreover, whoever enters the house while it is shut up shall be unclean until the evening. And whoever sleeps in the house shall wash his clothes, and whoever eats in the house shall wash his clothes. But if the priest comes and looks, and if the disease has not spread in the house after the house was plastered, then the priest shall pronounce the house clean, for the disease is healed. And for the cleansing of the house he shall take 2 small birds with cedar wood and a scarlet yarn and hyssop, and shall kill one of the birds in an earthenware vessel over fresh water, and shall take the cedar wood and the hyssop and the scarlet yarn along with the live bird, and dip them in the blood of the bird that was killed, and in the fresh water, and sprinkle the house 7 times. Thus he shall. There's a lot of like sprinkling of blood. It's super interesting here. Thus he shall cleanse the house with the blood of the bird, and with the fresh water, and with the live bird, and with the cedar wood, and the hyssop, and the scarlet yarn, and he shall let the live bird go out of the city into the open country. So he shall make an atonement for the house, and it shall be clean. This is the law for any case of leprous disease, for an itch, for leprous disease in a garment or in a house, and for a swelling or an eruption or a spot, to show when it is unclean and when it is clean. This is the law for leprous diseases. Oh, chapter 2, Chuck. Man, 23 minutes in, we read 2 chapters. Let's keep going here. All right, the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, speak to the people of Israel and say to them, when a man has a discharge from his body, a discharge. I don't even know, what does a discharge mean? Let me search this thing up real quick. Ah, my computer keeps freezing up. Okay. All right. When a man has a discharge from his body, his discharge is unclean, And this is the law of his uncleanness for a discharge. Whether his body runs with his discharge or his body is blocked up by his discharge, it is unclean. It is uncleanness. Every bed on which the one with the discharge lies shall be unclean, and everything on which he sits shall be unclean. And anyone who touches his bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in the water and be unclean until the evening. And whoever sits on anything on which the one with the discharge has sat shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in the water and be unclean until the evening. And whoever touches the body of the one with the discharge shall wash his hands and clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. And if the one with the discharge spits on someone who is clean, then he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in the water and be unclean until the evening. And any saddle on which the one with the discharge rides shall be unclean, and whoever touches anything that was under him shall be unclean until the evening. And whoever carries such things shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in the water and be unclean until the evening. Anyone whom the one with the discharge touches without having rinsed his hands in water shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in the water and be unclean until the evening. And an earthenware vessel that the one with the discharge touches shall be broken, and every vessel of wood shall be rinsed in water. And when the one with the discharge is cleansed of his discharge, then he shall count for himself 7 days for his cleansing, and wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his body in fresh water, and shall be clean. And on the eighth day he shall take 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons, and come before the Lord to the entrance of the tent of meeting, and give them to the priest. And the priest shall use them, one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. And the priest shall make atonement for him before the Lord for his discharge. If a man has an emission of semen, he shall bathe his whole body in water, and be unclean until the evening. And every garment and every skin on which the semen comes shall be washed with water, and be unclean until the evening. If a man lies with a woman and his emission of semen, both of them shall bathe themselves in water, and be unclean until the evening. When a woman has a discharge, and the discharge in her body is blood, she shall be in her menstrual impurity for 7 days. And whoever touches her shall be unclean until the evening, and everything on which she lies during her menstrual impurity shall be unclean. Everything also on which she sits shall be unclean, and whoever touches her bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. And whoever touches anything on which he sits shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. When it is the bed or anything on which he sits, when he touches it, he shall be unclean until the evening. And if any man lies with her, and her menstrual impurity comes upon him, he shall be unclean 7 days, and every bed on which he lies shall be unclean. And if a woman has a discharge of blood for many days, not at the time of her menstrual impurity, or if she has a discharge beyond the time of her impurity, all the days of the discharge she shall continue in uncleanness, as in the days of her impurity, and she shall be unclean. Every bed on which she lies all the days of her discharge shall be to her as a bed of her impurity, and everything on which she sits shall be unclean as in the uncleanness of her menstrual impurity. And whoever touches these things shall be unclean, and wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. But if she is cleansed of her discharge, she shall count for herself 7 days, and after that she shall be clean. And on the 8th day she shall take two turtle doves and 2 pigeons, and bring them to the Lord to the entrance of the tent of meeting. And the priest shall use one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. And the priest shall make atonement for her before the Lord for her unclean discharge. Thus you shall keep the people of Israel separate from their uncleanness, lest they die in their uncleanness by defiling my tabernacle that is in their midst. This is the law for him who has a discharge, and for the law who has This is the law for him who has a discharge, and for him who has an emission of semen, becoming unclean thereby. Also for her who is unwell with her menstrual impurity, that is, for anyone, male or female, who has a discharge, and for the man who lies with a woman who is unclean. That was a lot there. That was a good chunk. Chapter 16, Leviticus. The Lord spoke to Moses after the death of the 2 sons of Aaron, when they drew near before the Lord, and the Lord spoke to Moses after the death of the two sons of Aaron. Oh, yeah. When they drew near before the Lord and died, the Lord said to Moses, tell Aaron your brother not to come at any time into the holy place inside the veil, before the mercy seat that is on the ark, so that he may not die, for I will appear in the cloud over the mercy seat. But in this way Aaron shall come into the holy place with a bull from the herd for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering. He shall put on the holy linen coat and shall have the linen undergarments on his body, and he shall tie the linen sash around his waist, and wear the linen turban. These are the holy garments. He shall bathe his body in water and then put them on. And he shall take from the congregation of the people of Israel 2 male goats for a sin offering and 1 ram for a burnt offering. Aaron shall offer the bull as a sin offering for himself and shall make atonement for himself and for his house. Then he shall take 2 goats and set them before the Lord at the entrance of the tent of meeting. And Aaron shall cast lots over the 2 goats, one lot for the Lord and the other lot for Azazel, who died, I think. Yeah. And Aaron shall, maybe he didn't die. And Aaron shall, no, he didn't die. It was Abahu and something something. It's some, I've already read it. They died. Yeah. God killed them. They were doing things that, they were doing extra things. They were adding extra rituals, and God had to strike them and die. And Aaron shall cast lots for 2 goats, right? And Aaron shall present the goat on which the lot fell for the Lord and use it as a sin offering. But the goat on which the lot fell for Azazel shall be presented alive before the Lord to make atonement over it, that it may be sent away into the wilderness to Azazel. Verse 11. Aaron shall present the bull as a sin offering for himself, and shall make atonement for himself and for his house. He shall kill the bull as a sin offering for himself, and he shall take a censer full of coals for fire from the altar before the Lord, and 2 handfuls of sweet incense, beaten small, and he shall bring it inside the veil, and put the incense on the fire before the Lord, that the cloud of the incense may cover the mercy seat that is over the testimony, so that he does not die. And he shall take some of the blood of the bull and sprinkle it with his fingers on the front of the mercy seat on the east side. And in front of the mercy seat he shall sprinkle some of the blood with his finger 7 times. Then he shall kill the goat of the sin offering that is for the people, and bring its blood inside the veil, and do with its blood as he did with the blood of the bull, sprinkling it over the mercy seat and in the front of the mercy seat. Thus he shall make atonement for the holy place because of the uncleannesses. I think it's just uncleanness. Uncleanness. Let's just say uncleanness of the people of Israel, and because of their transgression, all their sins. And so he shall do for the tent of meeting, which dwells with them in the midst of their uncleanness. No one may in the tent of meeting from the time he enters to make atonement in the holy place until he comes out and has made atonement for himself and for his house and for all the assembly of Israel. Then he shall go out to the altar that is before the Lord and make atonement for it, and shall take some of the blood of the bull and some of the blood of the goat and put it on the horns of the altar all around. And he shall sprinkle some of the blood on it with its fingers 7 days, and cleanse it, and consecrate it from the uncleanness of the people of Israel. And when he has made an end of atoning for the holy place and the tent of meeting and the altar, he shall present the live goat. And Aaron shall lay both his hands on the head of the live goat and confess over it all the iniquities of the people of Israel and all their transgressions, all their sins. And he shall put them on the head of the goat and send it away into the wilderness by the hand of a man who is in readiness. The goat shall bear all their iniquities on itself to remote area, and he shall let the goat go free into the wilderness. So they're like transforming all their iniquities into this goat, supposedly. Then Aaron shall come into the tent of meeting and shall take off a linen garment that he puts on when he went into the holy place, and shall leave them there. And he shall bathe his body in water in holy place, and put on his garments, and come out and offer his burnt offering and the burnt offering of the people, and make atonement for himself and for the people. And the fat of the sin offering he shall burn on the altar. And he who lets the goat go to Azazel shall wash his clothes and bathe his body in water, and afterward he may come into the camp. And the bull for the sin offering and the goat for the sin offering, whose blood was brought in to make atonement in the holy place, shall be carried outside the camp. Their flesh, and their dung shall be burned up with fire, and he who burns them shall wash his clothes and bathe his body in water, and afterward he may come into the camp. And it shall be a statute to you forever that in the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, you shall afflict yourself and shall do no work, either the native or the stranger or sojourners among you. For on this day shall atonement be made for you to cleanse you, and you shall be clean before the Lord from all your sins. It is a Sabbath of solemn rest to you, and you shall afflict yourselves. It is a statute forever. And the priest who is anointed and consecrated as priest in his father's place shall make atonement, wearing the holy linen garments. He shall make atonement for the holy sanctuary. And he shall make atonement for the tent of meeting and for the altar, and he shall make atonement for the priests and for all the people of the assembly. And this shall be a statute forever for you, that atonement may be made for the people of Israel once in the year because of all their sins. And Aaron did as the Lord commanded Moses. So that is Leviticus chapter 16. That was actually a good read. So chapter 17, here we go. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons and to all the people of Israel, and say to them, This is the thing that the Lord has commanded. If any one of the house of Israel kills an ox or a lamb or a goat in the camp, or kills it outside the camp, and does not bring it into the entrance of the tent of meeting to offer it as the gift to the Lord in front of the tabernacle of the Lord, blood guilt shall be imputed to that man. He has shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people. This is to the end that the people of Israel may bring their sacrifices that they sacrifice in the open field, that they may bring them to the Lord, to the priest at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and sacrifice them as sacrifices of peace offering to the Lord. And the priest shall throw the blood on the altar of the Lord at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and burn the fat for a pleasing aroma to the Lord. So they shall no more sacrifice their sacrifices to goat demons, after whom they whore. This shall be a statute forever for them throughout their generations. Wait. So if you killed, hold up, Leviticus 17, and it brings in Trent. Let's go 3. This is where it starts. If anyone in the house kills an ox, lamb does not bring it, he shall be cut from 3 to 5. So if you kill something and you're not giving it to God as a sacrifice, I guess it's not good. And you shall say to them, any one of the house of Israel or of the strangers who sojourn among you, who offer a burnt offering or sacrifice and does not bring it to the entrance of the tent of meeting to offer it to the Lord, that man shall be cut off from his people. If anyone of the house or stranger offers a burnt offering and does not bring it into the tent. Oh, so it's basically saying like, if you don't bring it, if you don't present it to the priest, but you just kill it, but you don't present it, you don't officially present it as an offering, then you should be cut off from among your people. If any one of the house of Israel or of the strangers or sojourn among them eats any blood, I will set my face against that person who eats blood and will cut him off from among his people. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it for you on the altar to make atonement for your souls, for it is the blood that makes atonement by the life. Therefore I have said to the people of Israel, no person among you shall eat blood, neither shall any stranger who sojourns among you eat blood. Anyone also of the people of Israel or of the strangers or sojourn among them who takes in hunting any beast or bird that may be eaten shall pour out its blood and cover it with earth. For the life of every creature is in its blood. Its blood is its life. Therefore I have said to the people of Israel, you shall not eat the blood of any creature, for the life of every creature is its blood. Whoever eats it shall be cut off. And every person who eats what dies of itself, or what is torn by beasts, whether he is a native or a sojourner, shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in the water and be unclean until the evening, then he shall be clean. But if he does not wash them or bathe his flesh, he shall bear his iniquity. All right, cool. So, chapter 17, chapter 18, here we go. And the Lord spoke to Moses, chapter 18 of Leviticus. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel and say to them, I am the Lord your God. You shall not do as they do in the land of Egypt, where you lived, and you shall not do as they do in the land of Canaan, to which I am bringing you. You shall not walk in their statutes. You shall follow my rules and keep my statutes and walk in them. I am the Lord your God. You shall therefore keep my statutes and my rules. If a person does them, he shall live by them. I am the Lord. None of you shall approach any one of those close relatives to uncover nakedness. I am the Lord. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father, which is the nakedness of your mother. She is your mother. You shall not uncover her nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's wife. It is your father's nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your sister, your father's daughter, or your mother's daughter, whether brought up in the family or in another home. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your son's daughter or of your daughter's daughter, for their nakedness is your own nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's wife and daughters, brought up in your father's family, since she is your sister. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's sister, she is your father's relative. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister, for she is your mother's relative. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's brother, that is, you shall not approach his wife, she is your aunt. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your daughter-in-law, she is your son's wife. You shall not uncover the nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your brother's wife. It is your brother's nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of a woman and of her daughter. And you shall not uncover, and you shall not take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughters to uncover her nakedness. They are relatives. It is depravity. And you shall not take a woman as a rival wife to her sister, uncovering her nakedness while her sister is still alive. You shall not approach a woman to uncover her nakedness while she is in her menstrual uncleanness. And you shall not lie sexually with your neighbor's wife, and so make yourself unclean with her. You shall not give any of your children to offer them to Molech, and so profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. You shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. You shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. Leviticus 18, 21, 21, 22. And you shall not lie with any animal, and so make yourself unclean with it. Neither shall any woman give herself to any animal to lie with it. It is perversion. Do not make yourselves unclean by any of these things, for by all these the nations I'm driving out before you have become unclean. And the land became unclean, so that I punished its iniquity, and the land vomited out its inhabitants. But you shall keep my statutes and my rules, and do none of these abominations, either the native or the stranger or the sojourns among you, strangers who sojourns among you. For the people of the land who were before you did all of these abominations, so that the land became unclean, lest the land vomit you out when you make it unclean, as it vomited out the nation that were before you. For everyone who does any of these abominations, the person who do them shall be cut off from among their people. So keep my charge, never to practice any of these abominable customs that were practiced before you, and never to make yourselves unclean by them. I am the Lord your God. That's a good chapter. Chapter 18 is good. So God is setting the rules straight, right? He's setting order. He's setting order. Some of the rules and some of the decrees and some of the practices is weird, and it's very detailed and it's very strict. But he's setting order here. God is truly setting an order. He's setting boundaries. Like, this is what you guys can do, but this is what you shouldn't do. And if you do these, if you obey me, right, he said good things will happen to you. If you don't, right, your sins will carry you away, and you're gonna anger God, and he's gonna, if you don't abide by his rules, you're rebelling, and then you're causing the division. You're causing that you're making yourself an enemy of God. So it's really cool how some of the stuff is strange, as I said, like blood, sprinkling blood and stuff. Obviously I'm gonna have to do my own research on all that, but it's kind of weird how there's so much blood into this. And personally, it's gross, as in 2025, as a person who's reading this in 2025, it is gross what they're doing. But the whole spectrum of it is God is setting this unique decrees, unique covenant with the people, right? He's making a covenant with them that if you abide by what I'm telling you, if you abide by my commandments, if you obey me with all your heart, right? I am your Lord. I'm the Lord your God, right? He keeps saying, I'm the Lord your God. I brought you out, man. I brought you out. But I want you to live. I want you to be different. I want you to be different, like we just read in chapter 18. Like I want you to be different because the people before you, the people before you, and the people that are currently living in where I'm trying to take you, like they are practicing this stuff. But I wanna, so he's like pressing on, like he's trying to get all this decree into the people of Israel, because when they do get into the land, right, you are going to encounter people that probably practice this stuff, but if you're not grounded, and if you don't have that, if you have that rebellious heart, it's going to be really easy for the children of Israel to veer off and start worshiping Molech and start sacrificing to demons, and you're going to start doing all this stuff, which is contrary to God. Contrary to God. Chapter 19. Great read there. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to all the congregation of the people of Israel, and say to them, You shall be holy, for I am the Lord your God, am holy. Every one of you shall reverse his mother and his father, and you shall keep my Sabbath. I am the Lord your God. Do not turn to idols or make for yourselves any gods of cast metals. I am the Lord your God. When you offer a sacrifice or peace offerings to the Lord, you shall offer it so that you may be accepted. It shall be eaten the same day you offer it, or on the day after, and anything left over until the third day shall be burned up with fire. If it is eaten at all on the third day, it is tainted. It will not be accepted. And everyone who eats it shall bear his iniquity, because he has profaned what is holy to the Lord, and and that person shall be cut off from his people. So there's all this like cut off. If you don't cut off, right? It's like so strict. If you don't follow this, you're cut off. If you don't follow this, you're cut off. If you're not following this decree, you're cut off. So it's like God is very strict here. When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall reap your field right up to its edge. Neither shall you gather the gleanings after your harvest, and you shall not strip your vineyard bare. Neither shall you gather the fallen grapes of your vineyard. You shall leave them for the poor and for the sojourners. I am the Lord your God. You shall not steal. You shall not deal. You shall not deal falsely. You shall not lie to one another. You shall not swear by my name falsely, and so profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. You shall not oppress your neighbor or rob him. The wages of a hired worker shall not remain with you all night until the morning. You shall not curse the deaf or put a stumbling block before the blind, but you shall fear your God. I am the Lord. You shall do no injustice in court. You shall not be partial to the poor or defer to the great, but in righteousness shall you judge your neighbor. You shall not go around as a slanderer among your people. You shall not stand up against the life of your neighbor. I am the Lord. You shall not hate your brother in your heart, but you shall reason frankly with your neighbor, lest you incur sin because of him. You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the sons of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. And that's super cool. It says it up here in Leviticus. You shall keep my statutes. You shall not let your cattle breed with a different kind. You shall not sow your field with two kinds of seed, nor shall you wear a garment of clothes made of two kinds of material. That's interesting. If a man lies sexually with a woman who is a slave, assigned to another man and not yet ransomed or given her freedom, a distinction shall be made. They shall not be put to death because she was not free. I'm so confused. If a man lies sexually with a woman who is a slave, assigned to another man, and not yet ransomed or given her freedom, a distinction shall be made. They shall not be put to death because she was not free. I don't even know what that means. But he shall bring his compassion to the Lord to the entrance of the tent of meeting, a ram for a guilt offering, and the priest shall make atonement for him with the ram of the guilt offering before the Lord for his sin that he has committed, and he shall be forgiven for the sin that he has committed. So it's a sin he has committed. When you come into the land and plant any kind of tree for food, then you shall regard its fruit as forbidden. 3 years it shall be forbidden to you. It must not be eaten. And in the 4th year, all its fruit shall be holy, an offering of the praise to the Lord. For in the 5th year you may eat of its fruit to increase its yield for you. I am the Lord your God. You shall not eat any flesh with its blood in it. You shall not interpret omens or tell fortunes. You shall not round off the hair on your temples or mar the edges of your beard. You shall not make any cuts on your body for the dead or tattoo yourselves. I am the Lord. It says tattoo yourselves. Ooh. I'm going to have to write that down, bro. Leviticus 19. It says to not put tattoos on yourself. I'm going to have to write this thing down. 28. Leviticus 19:28. Go read it. Do not profane your daughter by making her a prostitute, lest the hand fall into prostitution and the land become full of depravity. You shall keep my Sabbath and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Do not turn to mediums or necromancers. I don't even know what that means. Do not seek them out, so make yourselves unclean by them. I am the Lord your God. You shall stand up before the gray head and honor the face of an old man, and you shall fear your God. I am the Lord. You shall stand up before the gray head and honor the face of an old man. When a stranger sojourns with you in your land, you shall not do him wrong. You shall treat the stranger who sojourns with you as the native among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. You shall do no wrong in judgment, in measures, or of length, or weight, or quantity. You shall make just balance, just weights, a just ephah, and just hin. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, and you shall observe all my statutes and all my rules and do them. I am the Lord. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, say to the people of Israel, any one of the people of Israel or of the strangers who sojourn in Israel who gives any of his children to Molech shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. I myself will set my face against that man and will cut him off from among his people, because he has given one of his children to Molech, to make my sanctuary unclean, to profane my holy name. And if the people of the land do at all close their eyes to that man when he gives one of his children to Molech, and do not put him to death, then I will set my face against that man and against his clan, and I will cut them off from among their people, him and all who follow him in whoring after Molech. If a person turns to the mediums and necromancers, whoring after them, I will set my face against that person and will come and cut him off from among his people. Consecrate yourselves, therefore, and be holy, for I am the Lord your God. Keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord who sanctifies you. For anyone who curses his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. He has cursed his father or his mother. His blood is upon him. Leviticus 20. Leviticus 20, verses 9. If a man commits adultery with the wife of his neighbor, both the adulterers and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Man. Leviticus 20 is a death sentence. If a man lies with his father's wife, he has uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death. Holy moly. Verse 11. Both of them shall be put to death. Their blood is upon them. If a man lies with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have committed perversion. Their blood is upon them. If a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Y'all go read Leviticus 20. Like everything is just you die, you die, you die. This is crazy. Um, if a man takes a woman and her mother also, wait, their blood is up. They put to death. Their blood is upon them. If a man takes a woman and her mother also, it is depravity. He and they shall be burned with fire, and there may be no depravity. No, he and they shall be burned with fire, that there may be no depravity among you. So you die again. Um, if a man lies with an animal, he shall surely be put to death. You shall kill the animal. Um, if a woman approaches an animal and lies with it, you shall kill the woman and the animal. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them. All right. If a woman or person lies, okay. Verse 17. If a man takes a sister, a daughter of his father, or a daughter of his mother, and sees her nakedness, and she sees his nakedness, it is a disgrace. They shall be cut off in the sight of the children of their people. He has uncovered his sister's nakedness, and he shall bear his iniquity. If a man lies with a woman during her menstrual period and uncovers her nakedness, he has made naked. He has made naked her fountain, and she has uncovered the fountain of her blood. Both of them shall be cut off from among their people. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister or of your father's sister, for that is to make naked one's relatives. They shall bear their iniquity. If a man lies with his uncle's wife, he has uncovered his uncle's nakedness. They shall bear their sin. They shall die childless. If a man takes his brother's wife, it is impurity. He has uncovered his brother's nakedness. They shall be childless. So there's consequences. There are consequences. There's death. It seems like death is pretty much the norm of committing these sins is death, which is crazy. I mean, I'm not saying it's crazy, but it's just like, I mean, you die. Like, you sin, you lay with another woman, you die. Yeah. Right? If a man commits adultery with the wife of his neighbor, both of the adulterer and adulterer shall be put to death. You commit adultery, you cheat on somebody, you die. It's just like, man. All right, let's keep reading though. You shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my rules and do them, that the land where I am bringing you to live may not vomit you out, and you shall not walk in the customs of the nation that I'm driving out before you, for they did all these things, and therefore I detested them. But I've said to you, you shall inherit their land, and I will give it to your I'll give you to possess a land flowing with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, who has separated you from the people. You shall therefore separate the clean breast from the unclean, and the unclean bird from the unclean. You shall not make yourself detestable by beast or by bird or by anything with which the ground crawls, which I've set apart for you to hold unclean. You shall be holy for me, for I the Lord am holy, and have separated you from the people, that you shall be mine. And a man or woman who is a medium or a necromancer shall surely be put to death. They shall be stoned with stones. Their blood shall be upon them. So again, the people are supposed to stone. I don't even know. Let me search up what's a necromancer. I have no idea. Let me search up what's a necromancer. Oh, it's an hour in, and I've read 7 chapters. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. What is a necromancer? Is it like a? Or not, it's a estimology. Estimology. What is it though? Is a magic or a communicating with the dead. For divination or hidden knowledge. You don't know about its origin. Is a magic of communicating with the dead. So a necromancer is a person who uses witchcraft or sorcery, especially to reanimate dead people or to foretell the future by communicating with them. So necromancy is a form of divination where the practitioner seeks to summon spirits of the dead for various purposes. So I think later on we're gonna be Saul is gonna seek help from one of a necromancer. Later on, I think is probably Samuel, it's probably somewhere in Samuel. Yeah, somewhere in Samuel. I think Paul's gonna run to a person that can help him. A necromancer. All right, chapter 21. There's a lot of death in that chapter. Guys, go read Leviticus 20. There's a lot of death. And the Lord said to Moses, speak to the priests, the sons of Aaron. Say to them, no one shall make himself unclean for the dead among his people, except for his closest relatives, his mother, his father, his son, his daughter, his brother, or his virgin sister who is near to him, because she has no husband, for he may make himself unclean. He shall not make himself unclean as a husband among his people, and so profane himself. They shall not make bald patches on their beards, nor shave off the edges of their beards, nor make any cuts on their body. They shall be holy to their God, and not profane the name of their God. These are priests. These are priests, right? Yeah, speak to the priests of Aaron. So I don't think I'm gonna. I mean, I guess I could write it. Leviticus 21. Holiness in the priest, right? Holiness in the priest. They shall not make bald patches on their heads, nor shave off the edges of their beard, nor make any cuts on their body. They shall be holy to their God, and not profane the name of their God, for they offer the Lord's food offerings, the bread of their God, before they shall be holy. Therefore they shall be holy. They shall not marry a prostitute or a woman who has been defiled, neither shall they marry a woman divorced from her husband, for the priest is holy to his God. You shall not sanctify him, for he offers the bread of your God. He shall be holy to you, for I, the Lord, who sanctify you, am holy. I, the Lord, who sanctify you, am holy. And the daughter of any priest, if she profanes herself by whoring, profanes her father, she shall be burned with fire. The daughter of any priest, if she profanes herself by whoring, I think by like presenting herself as like a prostitute, profanes her father, she shall be burned with fire. So, okay. So the priest, being a part of the priest, being a family in the priest requires a lot. Leviticus 21, 9. Burned with fire is crazy though. The priest who is a chief among his brothers, on whose head the anointing oil is poured, and who has been consecrated to wear the garment, shall not let the hair of his head hang loose, nor tear his clothes. He shall not go into any. I think I'm losing my voice. He shall not go into any dead bodies, nor make himself unclean, even for his father or for his mother. He shall not go out of the sanctuary, lest he profane the sanctuary of his God. For the consecration of the anointing oil of his God is on him. I am the Lord. He shall take a wife in her virginity, a widow or a divorced woman, or a woman who has been defiled, or a prostitute. These he shall not marry, for he shall take as his wife a virgin of his own people, that he may not profane his offsprings among his people, for I am the Lord who sanctifies him. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron, saying, None of your offsprings throughout this generation who has a blemish may approach to offer the bread of his God. For no one who has a blemish shall draw near, a blind man or a lame, or one who has a mutilated face, or a limp too long, or a man who has an injured foot, or an injured hand, or a hunchback, or a dwarf, or a man with a defect in his sight, or an itching disease, or a scabs, or crushed tentacles. No man of the offsprings of Aaron the priest who has a blemish shall come near to offer the Lord's offerings, the Lord's food offerings, since he has a blemish. He shall not come near to offer the bread of his God. He may eat the bread of his God. He may eat the bread of his God, both of the most holy and of the holy things, but he shall not go through the veil or approach the altar, because he has a blemish, that he may not profane any sanctuaries. For I am the Lord who sanctifies them. So Moses spoke to Aaron and his people. Moses spoke to Aaron and his sons and to all the people of Israel. That's interesting. That's interesting. So you had to, and not you had to be perfect, but you had to how would I even say it? Because you had to qualify. You had to qualify, and there's things that disqualified you, like blemish, like maybe blind, maybe you don't have a leg, you have a scab, you got hurt, like all of this, like you couldn't. Actually, let me write this down so I can come back to it. Leviticus 21. It's a good 16. Let's go 16 to the end, 23. All right. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons, so that they abstain. So that they abstain from the holy things of the people of Israel, which they dedicated to me, so that they may not profane my holy name. I am the Lord. Say to them, if any one of your offsprings throughout your generations approaches the holy thing that the people of Israel dedicate to the Lord, while he is in uncleanness, that person shall be cut off from my presence. I am the Lord. None of the offsprings of Aaron who has a leprous disease or a discharge may eat of the holy things until he is clean. Whoever touches anything that is unclean through contact with the dead, or a man who has any emission of semen, and whoever touches a swarming things by which he may be which he may be made unclean, or a person from whom he may take uncleanness, whatever this uncleanness may be, the person who touches such a thing shall be unclean until the evening, and shall not eat of the holy things unless he has bathed his body in water. When the sun goes down, he shall be clean, and afterwards he may eat of the holy things, because they are his food. He shall not eat what dies of itself or is torn by beasts, and so make himself unclean by it. I am the Lord. They shall therefore keep my charge, lest they bear sin for it and die thereby when they profane it. I am the Lord who sanctifies them. A lay person shall not eat of a holy thing, nor foreign guest of the priest or hired worker shall eat of a holy thing. But if a priest buys a slave as his property for money, the slave may eat of it, and anyone born in his house may eat of his food. Leviticus 22. But if a priest's daughter, verse 11. If a priest's daughter marries a layman, she shall not eat of the contribution of the holy things. But if a priest's daughter is widowed or divorced and has no children, and returns to his father's house as in her youth, she may eat of her father's food, yet no lay person shall eat of it. I don't even know what lay person. And if anyone eats of a holy thing unintentionally, he shall add the fifth of its value to it and give the holy things to the priest. They shall not profane the holy things of the people of Israel, which they contribute to the Lord, and so cause them to bear iniquity and guilt by eating their holy things. For I am the Lord who sanctifies them. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons, and all the people of Israel. Say to them, When any one of the house of Israel, or of the sojourners in Israel, presents a burnt offering as his offering for any of their for any of their vows or free will offerings that they offer to the Lord, if it is to be accepted for you, it shall be a male without blemish of the bull or the sheep or the goat. You shall not offer anything that has blemish, for it shall not be acceptable for you. And when anyone offers a sacrifice of peace offering to the Lord to fulfill a vow, or as a free will offering from the herd or from the flock to be accepted, it must be perfect. There shall be no blemish in it. Animals blind or disabled or mutilated, or have a discharge or any itch or scrab, you shall not offer to the Lord, or give them to the Lord as a food offering on the altar. You may present a bull or a lamb that has part too long or too short for a free will offering, but for a vow offering it cannot be accepted. Any animal that has its testicles bruised or crushed or torn or cut, you shall not offer to the Lord. You shall not do it within your land. Neither shall you offer as the bread of your God any such animals gotten from a foreigner, since there is a blemish in them because of their mutilation. They shall not be accepted for you. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, When an ox or a sheep or a goat is born, it shall remain 7 days with its mother, and from the 8th day on it shall be acceptable as a food offering to the Lord. But you shall not kill an ox or a sheep her young in 1 day. And when you sacrifice a sacrifice of thanksgiving to the Lord, you shall sacrifice it so that you may be accepted. It shall be eaten on the same day. You shall leave none of it until the morning. I am the Lord. So you shall keep my commandments and do them. I am the Lord, and you shall not profane my holy name, that I may be sanctified among the people of Israel. I am the Lord who sanctifies you, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord. 50 verses, bro. I might take a break and eat some food. What time is it? 1:32. I mean, it's been an hour and 10 minutes, and I think we've read 10 chapters. Yeah, we've read 10 chapters. And I think we have about 8 more chapters in this book. 8 more chapters, and then we have... Yeah, we have 5 more chapters in this book, and then we have 4 chapters in the book of Numbers. Yo, I might actually be able to finish this at 3. This actually might be possible. I just have to keep grinding, though. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel, and say to them, These are the appointed feasts of the Lord that you shall proclaim as holy convocations. They are my appointed feast. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day is Sabbath of solemn rest, a holy convocation. You shall do no works. It is a Sabbath to the Lord in all your dwelling places. These are the appointed feasts of the Lord, the holy convocations, which you shall proclaim at the time appointed for them. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at twilight is the Lord's Passover, and on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of the unleavened bread to the Lord. For 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall have a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work, but you shall present a food offering to the Lord for 7 days. On the 7th day is a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel and say to them, When you come into the land that I give you and reap its harvest, you shall bring the sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest to the priest, and he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord so that you may be accepted. On the day after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. And on the day when you wave the sheaf, you shall offer a male lamb a year old without blemish as a burnt offering to the Lord. And the grain offering with it shall be 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, a food offering to the Lord with a pleasing aroma. And the drink offering with it shall be of wine, 1/4 of wine. And you shall eat neither bread nor grain, parched or fresh, until the same day, until you have brought the offering of your God. It is a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings. You shall count 7 full weeks from the day after the Sabbath. From that day you shall say, from that day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering, you shall count 50 days to the day after the 7th day. Then you shall present a grain offering of new grain to the Lord. You shall bring from your dwelling places 2 loaves of bread to be waved, and make of 2/10 of an ephah. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baked with leaven as first fruits to the Lord. And you shall present with the bread 7 lambs a year old without blemish, and 1 bull from the herd, and 2 rams. They shall be a burnt offering to the Lord, with their grain offering, their drink offering, a food offering with a pleasing aroma to the Lord. You shall offer 1 male goat for sin offering, 2 male lambs a year old as a sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruit as a wave offering before the Lord. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to the Lord from the priest, and you shall make a proclamation on the same day. You shall hold a holy convocation. You shall do no ordinary work. It is a statute forever in all your dwelling places throughout your generations. And when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap your field right up to its edges, nor shall you gather the gleanings after your harvest. You shall leave them for the poor and for the sojourners. I am the Lord your God. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel, say, in the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, you shall observe a day of solemn rest, a memorial proclaimed with the blast of trumpets, a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work, and you shall present a food offering to the Lord. So there's a lot of solemn rest, the Sabbath. The Lord is emphasizing a lot on the Sabbath in this book. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Now on the 10th day of this 7th month is the day of atonement. It shall be for you a time of holy convocation. You shall afflict yourself and present a food offering to the Lord, and you shall not do any work on that day, for it is a day of atonement, to make atonement for you before the Lord your God. For whoever is not afflicted on that very day shall be cut off from his people. And whoever does any work on that day, on that very day, that person that person I will destroy from among this people. You shall not do any ordinary work. It is a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwelling places. It shall be to you a Sabbath of solemn rest, and you shall afflict yourselves. On the 9th day of the month, beginning at the evening, from evening to evening, shall you keep the Sabbath. Verse 33, and the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel, saying, On the 15th day of this 7th month, and for 7 days is the feast of booth to the Lord. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work. For 7 days you shall present food offering to the Lord. On the 8th day you shall hold a holy convocation and present a food offering to the Lord. It is a solemn assembly. You shall not do any ordinary work. Man, there's so much here. These are the appointed feasts of the Lord, which you shall proclaim at times of holy convocation, for presenting to the Lord food offerings, burnt offerings, and grain offerings, sacrifices, drink offerings, each on its proper day. Beside the Lord's Sabbath, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vow offerings, and beside all your free will offerings in which you give to the Lord. On the 15th day of the 7th month, then when you have gathered in the produce of the land, you shall celebrate the feast of the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be a solemn rest, and on the 8th day shall be a solemn rest. And you shall take on the first day the first fruit of splendid trees, branches of palm trees, boughs of leafy trees, and willows of the brook. You shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. You shall celebrate it as a feast to the Lord for 7 days in the year. It is a statute forever throughout your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. You shall dwell in booths for 7 days. All native Israelites shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the people of Israel dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Thus Moses declared to the people of Israel the appointed feast of the Lord. So that was Leviticus chapter 23. Now we are in chapter 24. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Command the people of Israel to bring you pure oil from beaten olives for the lamp, that a light may be kept burning regularly outside the veil of the testimony in the tent of meeting. Aaron shall arrange it from evening to morning before the Lord regularly. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. He shall arrange the lamps on the lampstands of pure gold before the Lord regularly. You shall take fine flour and bake 12 loaves from it. 2/10 of an ephah shall be in each loaf. And you shall set them in 2 piles, 6 in a pile, on the table of pure gold before the Lord. And you shall put pure frankincense on each pile, that it may go with the bread as a memorial portion, as a food offering to the Lord. Every Sabbath day Aaron shall arrange it before the Lord regularly. It is from the people of Israel as a covenant forever, and it shall be for Aaron and his sons. They shall eat it in a holy place, since it is for him a most holy portion. A most holy portion out of the Lord's food offering, a perpetual due. Let me. I didn't even realize that my door was open. Gosh dang it. My bad, y'all. Y'all saw the bathroom for. Nah, it's all good. Let's continue here. Where are we at? Verse 10, now an Israelite woman's son, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the people of Israel, and the Israelite woman and a man of Israel fought in the camp. And the Israelite woman's son blasphemed the name and cursed. And they brought him to Moses. His mother's name was Shelomith, the daughter of Dibri of the tribe of Dan. And they put him in custody till the will of the Lord should be clear to them. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, bring out the camp, the one who cursed, and let all who heard him lay their hands on his head, and let all the congregation stone him. And speak to the people of Israel, saying, whoever curses his God shall bear his sins. Whoever blasphemes the name of the Lord shall surely be put to death. All the congregation shall stone him. The sojourners as well as the native, when he blasphemes the name, shall be put to death. Sheesh. So they just stoned this guy who they were in a brawl, and I guess, and he was cursing God, I guess. He blasphemed the name in capital N. That's interesting. And cursed. Let's Leviticus 24 10. Blasphemy. Punishment for blasphemy. That's crazy. Yeah. Whoever blasphemes the name shall be put to death. Sheesh. So Brody died. They stoned him. Whoever takes a human life shall surely be put to death. Whoever takes an animal's life shall make it good, life for life. Whoever takes an animal's life shall make it good, life for life. If anyone injures his neighbor, as he has done, it shall be done to him. Fracture for fracture, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Whatever injury he has given a person shall be given to him. Whoever kills an animal shall make it good, and whoever kills a person shall be put to death. You shall have the same rule for the sojourners, for the relatives, for I am the Lord your God. So Moses spoke to the people of Israel, and they brought out of the camp the one who had cursed and stoned him with stones. Thus the people of Israel did as the Lord commanded Moses. They stoned him. They took him out of the camp, the one who had cursed, and stoned him with stones. No. Is that loud, y'all? That's loud. I can hear it. Let's take a little break here. Since it's so loud, let's take a little break. Oh my goodness, chapter 25 is super long. 55 verses? Holy schmoly. 55 verses, that's crazy. La 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 la. I gotta get some food, yo. I gotta get some food. So we're gonna take a little break and I'm gonna eat some food. We got fifth. Let's start back up at 2. You know what? Let's put some music on, shall we?
Peace does not come before salvation. Only God can judge. Only God can judge. Only God can judge. Only God can judge. Made a plan, took a stand. They could judge it, they won't. I'm just saying, I ain't playing. I can flex, but I don't. Only God can judge. I put God above. Can't no one send me to heaven or send me to hell. They condemn but don't offend me. I'm still in His will. I know my lane. Stay low, no fame. I die, I gain. They laugh, my pain. I know these people gon' judge me. I know they look at me funny. They talk about me so ugly, but I'm still gon' keep it 100. Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it all up, all up. Tally up the total, put it on us, on us. Let God be the judge. If you lie, better run. Boy, I ride with the sun, so I ain't worried about none. Who you better get up off sauce. This what daddy bought. Bear your cross, don't cross me. Only God can judge. Only God can judge. Only God can judge. Only God can judge. Made a plan, took a stand. They could judge it, they won't. I'm just saying, I ain't playing. I can flex, but I don't.
Only God can judge you. Only God can judge.
I seen it all. People who want you to fall. Find everything you do wrong. What is you want? Picking apart every song. Tell me what more do you want? I don't understand. All this reprimand. You come be my stand. See if you can stand. I don't really care if you judge me. Don't love. I don't judge myself. I leave that to the Lord above. Yeah. I talk. You listen. My point. You miss. I'm on my mission. Don't have to say it. I live it. Don't have to rap it. I'm in it. You never hung with the tenants. Lived in a hood with the killers. I go to prison a witness. This my district. I witness. I live this.
Ooh,
You
that's up.
don't even visit.
Why you in my business? Only God can.
Judge. Only God can judge.
Ooh, that's hot.
Only God can judge. Only God can judge. Made a plan, took a stand. They could judge it, they won't. I'm just saying, I ain't playing. I can flex, but I don't. Only God can judge. I put God above me. Another face in the crowd. Far from grace, I'm coming down. You're the best thing that I found. You're the best thing that I found. You lost your way, I lost my ground. I'm still with your feet on the ground. You're the best thing that I found. You're the best thing that I found. I used to get these feelings and think of these crazy things, but when you shine your light on me, it's like you gave me wings. I thought I was depressed. You showed me how much more I was blessed. I'm thanking you, Lord, this I can confess. You know more than anybody all that I had to go through. I heard you when you said that's just something I had to show you. For me to get to know you like I know you. And when the reaper tried to come to get me, you came and saved me. I owe you. Some call you Jesus, as Father, some say you the Holy Ghost. I know you love me, cause when things get ugly,
You want me close?
this is why I try to
Live the life of just
righteousness. Feeling like the opposite, something you wouldn't like for us. Could've easily got addicted, couldn't kick it. Told me to never try it, that's why I never did it. Heavenly Father, never forget it. My life without you, I just rather not live it. I'm just another
Not ashamed of my
Have you ever seen the episode of The Office where the cops park a speed sign outside the...
Nobody's giving it.
Sometimes the pain is the motivation and trust, and them scars are the evidence that the journey was rough. Yeah, none of it was in vain. We adjusted the aim, missed a couple of shots, still ain't out of the game. I'm coming down. You're the best thing that I found. You're the best thing that I found. You lost your way, I lost my ground. I'm still here, feet on the ground. You're the best thing that I found. You're the best thing that I found. That I found. We pray, we pray, we pray, we pray. We pray, we pray, we pray, we pray. We pray, we pray, we pray, we pray. S to the A, my little brother Lecrae. DJ, Cole. We all got faith in that man upstairs. Hallelujah. Amen. Thank you.
I forgot to get my water. This one, yeah.
I know some people with more money than we'll ever see. Ever see someone buy a private island they never see? Ever see every seat on your own personal yacht? Take a jog around your block that you bought from selling your stock? Not in this lifetime. Some of them are partners. They don't believe in karma, but they believe in commas. And they believe they dollars for a peace of mind. Put a price up on their head and they be fine with that fine. Cause you find when you can buy the park, you hate the rise. It was fun in the beginning, now it seems they not as thrilling. And you about to make a killing, but it never feels fulfilling. So they call me, tell me greatest sound feeling.
When I rock the stage, rock some names.
Nothing at all is Christ inside. Got me spitting on the mic tonight. I appreciate the love when I rock the stage, but I don't do this for props and things. Nothing at all is Christ inside. Got me spitting on the mic tonight. And you'll probably never be the type to spend $2 on Von Dutch, but I one touch hearts be healthy, mind obscene. I come to do what the Lord say. Got my lifestyle flip the fitness forte, yeah. I'm up early like moms and grits, getting fed daily bread to my mind is script, and my rhymes intent is the point straight in the cross without using clever lines and hints. I know you'd probably be impressed if I cleverly use my melodies and share Christ without using his name heavily. But I'd rather be saying his name so much you can never get me confused or discredit me. Cause I don't wanna do this. I used to be a Judas. It's only Christ in me that got me trying to make it through this. I'm giving up time, giving up rhyme, cause it ain't about me getting mine, dog. I'm nothing. I appreciate the love when I rock the stage, but I don't do this for props and things. Nothing at all is Christ inside. Got me spitting on the mic tonight. I appreciate the love when I rock the stage, but I don't do this for props and things. Nothing at all is Christ inside. Got me spitting on the mic tonight. Ain't nothing sweet about me, dog, but Christ within. Prior to that, your boy lived a life of sin. If you catch me giving up money so folks can eat, it's really God working through me, dog. I'm not that sweet, and it ain't a bone in my body that's naturally good. And without the fruit of the spirit,
I'm actually hood.
Basically, it ain't nothing great in me, but graciously, my God likes replacing me with his own characteristics, traits, and things. The wages earned from sin, he tree that the creator of creation itself related to me. So if it seems like I shine bright in the limelight, or I might think I'm tight, man, it's a lie, right? I'm gritty like Jay Silence. Yes, my worth, man, without Christ Jesus, I'm less than dirt. I appreciate the love when I rock the stage, but I don't do this for props and things. Nothing at all is Christ inside. Got me spinning on the mic tonight. I appreciate the love when I rock the stage, but I don't do this for props and things. Nothing at all is Christ inside. Got me spitting on the mic tonight. Yes, say they gon' change the game. This Christian rap, why they better using the Savior's name? God flow saying they rhyme is tight. Christ gave us breath to spit. God gave us the mind to write. We don't deserve to shine. No, we just clay. I came to lift up Christ and not what's my name when I drop this flow. It might sound ridiculous, but Christ smack dab in the middle. So conspicuous, oh man. Clever wordplay is not what the words say. Christ and He crucified all day, every day. By having your way and blab your name. In Christ's eyes, you just trying to grab the fame. It's nothing but sound bites, nothing but loud pipes. Speaking in vain, man. We nothing without Christ. We should use our last breath to rep the King Jesus. You shouldn't have to know our name after we leave. I appreciate the love when I rock the stage, but I don't do this for props and things. Nothing at all is Christ inside. Got me spinning on the mic tonight. I appreciate the love when I rock the stage, but I don't do this for props and things. Nothing at all is Christ inside. Got me spinning on the mic tonight.
Y'all hear this beat drop? One of my favorite songs right here. Then you gonna come and get me. I'm not even gonna when I'm dead, though. 24 years old, my mama brought me to the coast. Tried to tell me it was cold and taught me how to keep the cold. Nah. She told me to go to school and get my education. But remember, there's a bias to them books that they've been making. Gave me solo nights and taught me about the middle passage. Told me God ain't writing at this. More to life than rapping. I express my opinions, my faith, and my views. If they want to keep me quiet, tell them do. You better tell me if you with me. I know the devil trying to stop me. Got these people out here wishing they could pop me. If they want me, come and get me. And I ain't scared of none of y'all. The only thing I fear the IRS and God. If you want me, go against me. Nah, they probably better think twice. Got aims over my head, war on my mind. If you want me, come and get me. Well, y'all might as well go ahead. I'm probably more of a threat to y'all when I'm dead, though. Once upon a time, God opened up my mind, and He showed me I don't have to be a product people buy. With this God-given wisdom, I can climb out the hole, stay about the system, cause the system never let you go. Speak the truth without no fear. It's gonna ruin my career. I've been a mascot for too long. I ain't come here for no cheers. First of all, let me be clear one time. Let me be real one time. If you want I've been a mascot for too long.
I've been around the world, seen pretty girls get caged up like sex slaves. Crooked cops done pull me over, treated me like I ain't made. In the image of God, and that's so odd. I've been well go ahead. I'm probably more of a threat to y'all when I'm dead, though. The sky ain't the limit. To me, it's a limitation. Interplanetary on my navigation. You can follow me to every destination. Come on, let me make it plain. Look, I'm just trying to fly with you. Let me tell you, man. Look, I ain't never lied to you. I'ma keep it real. I'ma ride with you. Get the key and peel. If you're getting money like you get a wheel, don't fill up bags. Go make a meal. If you're hating on me, then you're speaking tongues. Get a translator. If you're flaking on me, go let us know. I got plans later. Look, I've been trying to tell them since 04 or 05. That's real talk. Still, you know these people down me every time. Had an alter ego, but my ego altered at the altar call. Looked up at the ceiling and I heard the angel talking, y'all. What they say, they say. I was made in this image, in this likeness. Fight this if you don't like this. Herbs and spices, righteous. Nothing in the world quite like this. Hold on to it with a tight fist. Prototype this, no matter what your type is. You better tell me if you with me. I know the devil trying to stop me. Got these people out here wishing they could pop me. If they want me, come and get me. Man, I ain't scared of none of y'all. The only thing I fear the IRS to God. If you want me, go against me. Nah, they probably better think twice. Got names over my head, more on my mind. If you want me, come and get me. Well, y'all might as well go ahead. I'm probably more of a threat to y'all when I'm dead, though.
Man, that song is so good. That's one of my favorite songs. That song is so good. The beat, the message. Absolute banger. Space, out space. I like the space. When I'm around you,
Still happens every time.
when I'm around you. Oh, this song is. Woo!
I've been waiting for the perfect opportunity to talk to you.
Actually, hold on. We can't go into that vibe right now. We can't go into that vibe right now. Let's finish reading here. Whew! That was a little more than 15 minutes. That was more like 20 minutes. All right, 2:06. Oh my god. Okay, Genesis, Leviticus chapter 25. Leviticus 25. Okay. Leviticus 25. Here we go. This is kind of a long one. The Sabbath year. The Lord spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai, saying, "Speak to the people of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land that I give you, the land shall keep a Sabbath to the Lord. For 6 years you shall sow your field, and for 6 years you shall prune your vineyard and gather in its fruit. But in the 7th year there shall be a Sabbath of solemn rest for the land, a Sabbath to the Lord. You shall not sow your field or prune your vineyard. You shall not reap what grows of itself in your harvest, or gather the grapes of your undressed vine. It shall be a year of solemn rest for the land. The Sabbath of the land shall provide food for you, for your male and female slaves, for your hired workers, the sojourners who live with you, for your cattle and for the wild animals that are in your land. All its yield shall be for food. You shall count 70 weeks of years. You shall call. You shall count 7 weeks of years, 7 times 7 years, so that at the time of the 7 weeks of years shall give you 49 years. Then you shall sound the loud trumpet on the 10th of the day of the 7th month. On that day of atonement, you shall sound the trumpet throughout all your land, and you shall consecrate the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout the land to all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you, when each of you shall return to his property, and each of you shall return to his clan. That 50th year shall be a jubilee for you. In it you shall neither sow nor reap what grows of itself, nor gather grapes from the undressed vines, for it is a jubilee. It shall be holy to you. You may eat the produce of the field. In this year of jubilee, each of you shall return to his property. And if you make a sale to your neighbor or buy from your neighbor, you shall not wrong one another. You shall pay your neighbor according to the number of years after the jubilee, and he shall sell to you according to the number of years for crops. If the years are many, you shall increase the price, and if the years are few, you shall reduce the price, for it is the number of the crops that he is selling to you. You shall not wrong one another, but you shall fear your God, for I am the Lord your God. Therefore you shall do my statutes and keep my rules and perform them, and then you shall dwell in the land securely. The land will yield its fruits, and you will eat your fill and dwell in securely. You will dwell in it securely. And if you say, what shall we eat in the 7th year, if we may not sow or gather in our crops? I will command my blessings on you in the 6th year, so that it will produce a crop sufficient for 3 years. When you sow in the 8th year, you shall be eating some of the old crops. You shall eat the old until the 9th year, when its crops arrives. The land shall not be sold in perpetuity, for the land is mine, for you are strangers and sojourners with me, and in all the country that you possess, you shall allow a redemption of the land. If your brother becomes poor and sells parts of his property, then his nearest redeemer shall come and redeem what his brother has sold. If a man has no one to redeem it, then himself becomes prosperous and finds sufficient means to redeem it. Let him calculate the years since he sold it and pay back the balance to the man to whom he sold it, and then return to his property. But if he does not have sufficient means to recover it, then what he sold shall remain in the land of the buyer until the year of Jubilee. In the Jubilee it shall be released, and he shall return to his property. If a man sells a dwelling house in a walled city, he may redeem it within a year of its sale. For a full year he shall have the right of redemption. If it is not redeemed within a year, then the house in the walled city shall belong in perpetuity to the buyer throughout this generation. It shall not be released in the Jubilee, but the houses of the villages that have no wall around them shall be classified with the fields of the land. They shall be redeemed, and they shall be released in the Jubilee. As for the cities of the Levites may redeem at any time the house and the cities they possess. And if one of the Levites exercise his right of redemption, then the house that was sold in a city they possess shall be released in the Jubilee. For the house and the cities of the Levites are their possessions among the people of Israel, but the fields of the pasture lands belonging to their cities may not be sold, for that is their possession forever. If your brother becomes poor and cannot maintain himself with you, you shall support him as though he were a stranger and a sojourner. He shall live with you. Take no interest from him or profit, but fear your God, that your brother may live beside you. Leviticus 25. I like this. 25. Let's go 35 to let's just go to 40. Take interest. You shall not lend him your money at interest, nor give him your food for profit. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan to be your God. If your brother becomes poor beside you and sells himself to you, you shall not make him serve as a slave. He shall be with you as a hired worker and as a sojourner. He shall serve with you until the year of the Jubilee. Then he shall go out from you, he and his children with him, go back to his own clan and return to the possessions of his fathers. For they are my servants whom I brought out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as slaves. You shall not rule over him ruthlessly, but shall fear your God. And as for your male and female slaves whom you may have, you may buy male and female slaves from among the nations that are around you. You may also buy from among the strangers who sojourn with you and their clans that are with you who have been born in your land, and they may be your property. You may bequeath them to your sons after you to inherit as a possession forever. You may make slaves of them, but over your brothers, the people of Israel, you shall not rule one over another ruthlessly. Man, Leviticus, so this is saying you can. 25. Let's go 44. 45. Let's go to 46. All right. If a stranger or a sojourner with you becomes rich, and your brother beside him becomes poor and sells himself to the stranger or sojourner with you, or to a member of the stranger's clan, then after he is sold, he may be redeemed. One of his brothers may redeem him, or his uncle or his cousin may redeem him, or a close relative from his clan may redeem him. Or if he grows rich, he may redeem himself. He shall calculate with his buyer from the year when he sold himself to him until the year of Jubilee, and the price of his sale shall vary with the number of years. The time he was with his owner shall be rated as the time of a hired worker. If there are still many years left, he shall pay proportionately. He shall pay proportionately for his redemption some of his sale price. If there remain but a few years until the year of Jubilee, he shall calculate and pay his redemption in proportion to the years of his service. He shall treat him as a worker hired year. He shall treat him as a worker hired year by year. He shall not rule ruthlessly over him in your sight. And if he is not redeemed by these means, then he and his children with him shall be released in the year of Jubilee. For it is to me that the people of Israel are servants. They are my servants whom I brought out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And we are almost done with Leviticus. Let's go. You shall not make idols for yourselves, or erect an image or pillar, and you shall not set up a figure stoned in your land to bow down to it, for I am the Lord your God. You shall keep my Sabbath and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. If you walk in my statutes and observe my commandments and do them, then I will give you your rains in their seasons. The land shall yield its increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruits. Your threshing shall last to the time of the grapes harvest, and the grapes harvest shall last to the time for sowing. And you shall eat your bread to the full and dwell in your land securely. I will give peace in the land, and you shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. I will remove harmless beasts from the land, and the sword shall not go through your land. You shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall chase 1,000, and your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. I will turn to you and make you fruitful and multiply you, and will confirm my covenant with you. You shall eat old stored log. You shall eat old stored long kept. You shall clear out the old to make way for the new. I will make my dwelling among you. My soul shall not abhor you. I will walk among you, and will be your God, and you shall be my people. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, that you should not be their slaves. And I've broken the bars of your yoke and made you walk erect. But if you will not listen, blessings for obedience, blessings for obedience, and then punishment for disobedience. So, but if you will not listen to me and will not do all these commandments, if you spurn my statutes, and if your soul abhors my rules, so that you will not do all my commandments, but break my covenant, then I will do this to you. I will visit you with panic, with wasting diseases, fever that consumes the eye and make the heart ache. You will sow you shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies will eat it. I will set my face against you. You will be struck down before your enemies. Those who hate you shall rule over you, and you shall flee when none pursues you. And if in spite of this you will not listen to me, then I will discipline you again sevenfold for your sins. I will break the bride of your power. I will make your heavens like iron and your earth like bronze, and your strength shall be spent in vain. For your land shall not yield its increase, and the trees of the land shall not yield their fruit. Then if you walk contrary to me and will not listen to me, I will continue striking you sevenfold for your sins. I will let loose the wild beast against you, which shall be bereaved you out of your children, and destroy your livestock, and make you few in number, so that your roads shall be deserted. And if by this discipline you are not turned to me, but walk contrary to me, then I also will walk contrary to you, and I myself will strike you sevenfold for your sins. And I will bring a sword upon you that shall execute vengeance for the covenant. And if you gather within your cities, I will send pestilence among you, and you shall be delivered into the hand of the enemy. When I break your supply of bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in a single oven, and shall dole out your bread again by weight, and you shall eat and not be satisfied. But if in spite of all this you will not listen to me, but walk contrary to me, then I will walk contrary to you in fury. I myself will discipline you sevenfold for your sins. You shall eat the flesh of your sons, you shall eat the flesh of your daughters, and I will destroy your high places and cut down your incense altars, cast your dead bodies upon the dead bodies of your idols. My soul will abhor you, and I will lay your cities waste. I will make your sanctuaries desolate. I will smell your pleasing aromas. I will not smell your pleasing aromas. I myself will devastate the land, so that your enemies who settle in it shall be appealed at it. Then I will scatter you among the nations. I will unsheath the sword after you, and your land shall be a desolation. Your city shall be a waste. Then the land shall enjoy its Sabbath as long as it lies desolate while you are in your enemy's land. Then the land shall rest and enjoy its Sabbath. As long as it lies desolate, it shall have rest, the rest that it did not have on your Sabbath when you are dwelling in it. And as for those of you who are left, I will send a faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies. The sound of a driven leaf shall put them to flight, and they shall flee as one flees from the sword, and they shall fall when none pursues. They shall stumble over one another as if to escape a sword, though none pursues, and you shall have no power to stand before your enemies, and you shall perish among the nations, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up, and those of you who are left shall rot away in your enemies' lands because of their iniquities, and also because of the iniquities of their fathers, and they shall rot away like them. But if they confess their iniquities and the iniquities of their fathers and their treachery that they committed against me, and also in walking contrary to me, so that I walked contrary to them and brought them into the land of their enemies. If then their uncircumcised heart is humbled and they make amends for their iniquity, then I will remember my covenant with Jacob. I will remember my covenant with Isaac, and my covenant with Abraham. And I will remember the land, but the land shall be abandoned by them and enjoy its Sabbath while it lies desolate without them. They shall make amends for their iniquities because they spurned my rules, and their soul abhorred my statutes. Yet for all that, when they are in the land of their enemies, I will not spurn them. Neither will I abhor them as to destroy them utterly and break my covenant with them. For I am the Lord their God. But I will, for their sake, remember the covenant. I remember for their sake the covenant with their forefathers, whom I brought out of the land of Egypt in the sight of the nations, that I might be their God, and I am the Lord. These are the statutes and the rules and laws that the Lord had made between himself and the people of Israel through Moses on Mount Sinai. Wow. So all of this, God is talking to Moses on Mount Sinai. God is decreeing this to Moses. And no wonder he's gone for 40 days and 40 nights, is because God is giving him all this information. The last chapter of Leviticus, chapter 27. Let's go. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the people of Israel and say to them, if anyone makes a special vow to the Lord involving the valuation of a person, then the valuation of a male from 20 years old up to 60-year old shall be 50 shekels of silver. According to the shekel of the sanctuary, if the person is a female, the valuation shall be 30 shekels. If the person is from 5 years old up to 20 years old, the valuation shall be for a male 20 shekels and for a female 10 shekels. If the person is from a month old up to 5 years old, the valuation shall be for a male 5 shekels of silver, and for a female, the valuation shall be 3 shekels of silver. And if the person is 60 years old or above, then the valuation of a male shall be 15 shekels, and for a female 10 shekels. And if someone is too poor to pay the valuation, then he shall be made to stand before the priest, and the priest shall value him. The priest shall value him according to what the vower can afford. If the vow is an animal that may be offered as an offering to the Lord, all of it that he gives to the Lord is holy. He shall not exchange it or make it a substitute for it, good for bad or bad for good. And if he doesn't in fact substitute one animal for another, then both it and the substitute shall be holy. And if it is an unclean animal that may not be offered as an offering to the Lord, then he shall stand the animal before the priest, and the priest shall value it as either good or bad. As the priest values it, so it shall be. But if he wishes to redeem it, he shall add a fifth to the valuation. When a man dedicates his house as a holy gift to the Lord, the priest shall value it as either good or bad. As the priest values it, so it shall stand. And if the donors wish to redeem his house, he shall add a fifth to the valuation price, and it shall be his. If a man dedicates to the Lord part of the land that is his possession, then the valuation shall be in proportion to its seed. A homer of a barley seed shall be valued at 50 shekels of silver. If he dedicates his field from the year of Jubilee, the valuation shall stand. But if he dedicates his field after the Jubilee, then the priest shall calculate the price according to the years that remained until the year of Jubilee. And a deduction shall be made from the valuation. And if he who dedicates the field wishes to redeem it, then he shall add a fifth to its valuation price, and it shall remain his. But if he does not wish to redeem the field, or if he has sold the field to another man, it shall not be redeemed anymore. But the field, when it is released in the Jubilee, shall be a holy gift to the Lord, like a field that has been devoted. The priest shall be in possession of it. If he dedicates to the Lord a field that he has brought, which is not a part of his possession, then the priest shall calculate the amount of the valuation for it up to the year of Jubilee, and the man shall give the valuation on that day as a holy gift to the Lord. In the year of Jubilee, the field shall return to him from whom it was bought, to whom the land belongs as a possession. Every valuation shall be according to the shekel of the sanctuary. 20 grosh shall make a shekel. But a firstborn of animal, which as a firstborn belongs to the Lord, no man may dedicate, whether ox or sheep, it is the Lord's. And if it is an unclean animal, then he shall buy it back at the valuation and add a fifth to it. Or if it is not redeemed, it shall be sold at the valuation. But no devoted thing that a man devotes to the Lord of anything that he has, whether man or beast, or of his inherited field, shall be sold or redeemed. Every devoted thing is most holy to the Lord. No one devoted who is to be devoted for destruction. From mankind shall be ransom. He shall surely be put to death. Every tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruits of the tree, is the Lord's. It is holy to the Lord. If a man wishes to redeem some of his tithe, he shall add a fifth to it, and every tithe of herds and fields, every 10th animal of all that pass under the herdsman's staff shall be holy to the Lord. One shall not differentiate between good or bad, neither shall he make a substitute for it. And if he does substitute for it, then both it and the substitute shall be holy. It shall not be redeemed. These are the commandments that the Lord commanded Moses for the people of Israel on Mount Sinai. And that is the book of Leviticus. I just finished the book of Leviticus. Wow. That's crazy. I just read Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus in 4 days. I mean, 5 days. Whew. Because we got 27 books. Exodus was 40 books. Did I say books, chapters? Leviticus 27 chapters. Exodus 40 chapters. Genesis 50 chapters. So 50 plus 40 is 90 chapters. 90 plus 127 is what, 117? So 117 chapters in 5 days. Round of applause. We still got more to read though. We still got more to read. We still got more to read. Yes, we still got more to read. We're almost there though. At 127. We're almost there. I think we can finish this in 30 more. I think we can finish this in 30 more minutes. So chapter 1 to 4. The book of Numbers, chapter 1. We are here, guys. The Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tent of meeting on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they came out of the land of Egypt, saying, take a consensus of all the congregation of the people of Israel by clans, by fathers' houses, according to the numbers of names, every male, head by head, from 20 years old and upward. Oh, actually, hold on. I got to write something real quick. I got to come back to this. Leviticus 27. Let's go 1 to 8. We'll come back to that. It's interesting. I like writing things that are interesting. I want to go back and kind of analyze and study. Oh, where was I? Is this going to be a bunch of names? I think Numbers is a bunch of names. This is going to be hard. All right, let's keep going there. From 20 years old and upward, all Israel who are able to go to war, you, Aaron, shall list them company by company, and there shall be with you a man from each tribe, each man being the head of the house of his fathers. And these are the names of the men who shall assist you: from Reuben, Eleazar, the son of Shadir; from Simon, Shelumiel, the son of Surishadai; from Judah, Nishon, the son of Aminadab; from Issachar, Nathaniel, the son of Zuri; from Zebulun, Eliab, the son of Helon; from the sons of Joseph, from Ephraim, Elishama, the sons of Amihud; from Manasseh, Gamaliel, the son of Padazomer; from Benjamin, Abidan, the son of Gideoni; from Dan, Ahaziel, the son of Amishadai; from Asher, Pagaliel, the son of Okran; from Gad, Eliasaph, the son of Duel; from Naphtali, Ahariah, the son of Enan. These are the ones chosen from the congregation, the chiefs of their ancestral tribes, the heads of the clans of Israel. Moses and Aaron took these men who had been named, and on the first day of the second month they assembled the whole congregation together, who registered themselves by clans, by fathers' houses, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, head by head, as the Lord commanded Moses. So he listed them in the wilderness of Sinai. The people of Reuben, Israel's firstborn, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, according to the numbers of names, head by head, every male from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war. Those listed of the tribe of Reuben were 46,500. 46,500. That is a lot. So 46,500. So these are male. These are guys that can fight in war, I guess. Right? Is that what it said? So like I will take it send out all the congregants of people by claims by father by name from 20 years old and upward. From 20 years old and upward. These are all guys that can go to war, I guess. Um, yeah, upward. All who were able to go to war. Um, those listed of the tribe of Reuben were 46,500. Of the people of Simon, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, those of them who were listed according to the number of names, head by head, every male from 20 years old and upward, all were able to go to war. Those listed of the tribe of Simon were 59,300. Of the people of Gad, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, according to the numbers of their names, from 20 years old and upward, all were able to go to war. Those listed of the tribe of Gad were 45,650. So he listed them in the wilderness of Sinai. That's a lot of people. That's a lot. Because 46,000, first of all, 46,000 people in the wilderness migrating into this promised land that God describes as flowing with milk and honey. And these are just the men, right? These are just the men that are able to go to war, 20 years old and up. So like we're not talking about the women, we're not talking about the children. So this is a big group. This is a big group of people. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Let me actually start writing this thing down. Numbers. Numbers. Let's just do the whole chapter. Numbers 1. Where were we? People of Gad. Of the people of Judah, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go to war. Those listed of the tribe of Judah were 74,600. So this is the biggest, I think this is the biggest clan. Of the people of Issachar, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, according to the numbers of names from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go to war. Those listed of the tribe of Issachar were 54,400. Of the people of Zebulun, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, according to the numbers of their names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go to war. Those listed of the tribe of Zebulun were 57,400. Of the people of Joseph, namely of the people of Ephraim, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, according to the numbers of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go to war, those listed of the tribe of Ephraim were 40,500. Of the people of Manasseh, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, according to the numbers of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go to war, those listed of the tribe of Manasseh, Manasseh were 32,200. Of the people of Benjamin, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, according to the numbers of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go to war, those listed of the tribe of Benjamin were 35,400. Of the people of Dan, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, according to the numbers of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go to war, those listed of the tribe of Dan were 62,700. Of the people of Asher, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, according to the numbers of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go to war, those listed of the tribes of Asher were 41,500. Of the people of Naphtali, their generations, by their clans, by their fathers' houses, according to the numbers of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go to war, those listed of the tribe of Naphtali were 53,400. These are those who were listed, whom Moses and Aaron listed with the help of the chief of Israel, 12 men, each representing his father's house. So all those listed of the people of Israel by their father's houses, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go to war in Israel, all those listed were 603,550. 600,000. That's a good group of people to go to war. 600,000, over 600,000. And these are men that are over 20 years old. So when you add, let's say they're all married, right? So 600,000 times 2, that's 1.2 million. And then you add, let's say they all have one kid. Oh my, then you have to like double that. Then you like double that. Then it's like it's almost like 3 million people. This is crazy. But the Levites were not listed along with them by their ancestral tribe. For the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, only the tribe of Levi you shall not list. You shall not take a consensus. You shall not take a census of them among the people of Israel, but appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of the testimony and over all its furnishing, over all the belonging to it. They are to carry the tabernacle and all its furnishing. They shall take care of it and shall camp around the tabernacle. When the tabernacle is to set out, the Levite shall take it down, and whenever the Levite is to be pitched, whenever the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levite shall set it up, and if any outsider comes near, he shall be put to death. The people of Israel shall pitch their tents by their tents, pitch their tents by tents. The people of Israel shall pitch their tents by their companies, each man in his own camp, each man by his own standard. But the Levites shall camp around the tabernacle of the testimony, so that there may be no wrath on the congregation of the people of Israel. And the Levites shall keep guard over the tabernacle of the testimony. Thus did the people of Israel. They did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. Holy moly. So 600,000. Let's do some math here. So 600,000. And this is excluding 600,000. This is excluding the Levites, actually. This is excluding the Levites. Is there anything about the Levites? The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, the people of Israel shall camp each by its own standards with the banners of their fathers' houses. They shall camp facing the tent of meeting on every side. Those to camp on the east side toward the sunrise shall be at the standard of the camp of Judah by their companies. The chief of the people of Judah being Noshan, the son of Amminadab. His company as listed being 74,600. Those to camp next to him shall be the tribe of Issachar. The chief of the people of Issachar being Naphtali. Nathaniel, the son of Zurah, his company are listed being 54,400. 54,400. Where are we here? Then the tribe of Zebulun, the chief of the people of Zebulun being Eliab, the son of Helon, his company is listed being 57,400. All those listed of the camp of Judah by their companies were 186,400. They will set out first on the march. So this is the first group. On the south side shall be the standard of the camp of Reuben by their companies. The chief of the people of Reuben being Eleazar, the son of Shadir. His company is listed being 46,500. And those to camp next to him shall be the tribe of Simeon, or Simon. Let's just do Simeon. Simeon, the chief of the people of Simeon being Shilmiel, the son of Zerushidai. His company listed being 59,300. Then the tribe of Gad, the chief people of Gad being Eliasaph, the son of Ruel. His company as listed being 45,650. All those listed of the camp of Reuben by their companies were 151,450. They shall set out second. Then the tent of meeting shall set out with the camp of the Levites in the midst of the camp as they camp. So they shall set out each in position, standard by standard. On the west side shall be the standard of the camp of Ephraim by their companies, the chief of the people of Ephraim being Elishama, the son of Amihud. His company is listed being 40,500. The next to him shall be the tribe of Manasseh, the chief of the people of Manasseh being Gamaliel, the son of Pedushir. His company is listed being 32,200. Then the tribe of Benjamin, the chief of people of Benjamin being Abadin, the son of Gideoni, his company is listed being 35,400. All those listed of the camp of Ephraim by their companies were 108,100. They shall set out third on the march. On the north side shall be the standard of the camp of Dan by their companies. The chief of the people of Dan being Ahaziah, the son of Ammishaddai. His company is listed being 62,700. Those to camp next to him shall be the tribe of Asher. The chief of the people of Asher being Pagaliah, the son of Okran. His company is listed being 41,500. Then the tribe of Naphtali, the chief people of Naphtali being Ahariah, the son of Enan. His company has listed being 53,400. All those listed of the camp of Dan were 157,600. They shall set out last, standard by standard. These are the people of Israel as listed by their fathers' houses. All those listed in the camps by their companies were 603,550. But the Levites were not listed among the people of Israel. as the Lord commanded Moses. Thus did the people of Israel according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So they camped by their standards, and so they set out, each one in his clan, according to his father's house. Sheesh. Ugh. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. We are almost there, boys. We're almost there, guys. We gotta stay strong. Stay strong. Stay strong. 2:42. We got like 18 minutes. 18 minutes. Can we do this? I got 2 more chapters. I think we can complete this. These are the generations of Aaron and Moses at the time when the Lord spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai. These are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nabib, the son of the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the anointed priests, whom he adorned to serve as priests. But Nabib and Abihu died before the Lord when they offered unauthorized fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children. So Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests in the lifetime of Aaron their father. And the Lord spoke to Moses saying, this is Numbers chapter 3, y'all. The Lord spoke to Moses saying, bring the tribe of Levi near and set them before Aaron the priest, that they may minister to him. They shall keep guard over him and over the whole congregation before the tent of meeting. And as they ministered, as they minister at the tabernacle, they shall guard all the furnishing of the tents of meeting and keep guard over the people of Israel as they minister at the tabernacle. And you shall give the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They are wholly given to him from among the people of Israel. You shall appoint Aaron and his sons, and they shall guard their priesthood. But if any outsider comes near, he shall be put to death. You shall die if you come near. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, behold, I have taken the Levites from among the people of Israel. Instead of every firstborn who opens the womb among the people of Israel, the Levites shall be mine, for all the firstborns are mine. On the day that I struck down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I consecrated for my own all the firstborn in Israel, both of man and of beast. They shall be mine. I am the Lord. They shall be mine, God says. And the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, list the sons of Levi by fathers, houses, by clans, every male from month old and upward you shall list, from a month old and upward. So Moses listed them according to the word of the Lord as he was commanded. And these were the sons of Levi by their names: Gershon, Kohath, Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon by their clans: Libni, Shimei. And the sons of Kohath by their clans: Amram, Izhar, Hebron, Uzziel. And the sons of Merari by their clans: Mahali, Mushai. These are the clans of the Levites by their fathers' houses. To Gershon belonged the clan of the Libanites and the clan of the Shimeites. These were the clans of the Gershonites. Their listing according to the numbers of all the males from a month old and upward was 7,500. The clans of the Gershonites were to camp behind the tabernacle on the west, with Eliasaph, the son of Lai, as chief of the father's house of the Gershonites. And the guard duty of the sons of Gershon in the tent of meeting involved the tabernacle, the tent with its covering, the screen for the entrance of the tent of meeting, the hanging of the court, the screen for the door of the court that is around the tabernacle and the altar, and its cords. All the service connected with these. To Kohath belonged to the clan of Amorites, the clan of Israelites, and the clan of Herbonites, and the clan of the Uzzielites. These are the clans of the Kohathites. According to the number of all the males from a month old and upward, there were 8,600 keeping guard over the sanctuary. The clans of the sons of Kohath were to camp on the south side of the tabernacle, with Eliasaph, the son of Uzziel, as the chief of the fathers' houses of the clans of Kohathites. And their guard duty involved the ark, the table and the lampstand, the altars, the vessels of the sanctuary with which the priests minister, the screen, all the service connected with these. And Eleazar, the sons of Aaron, the priest, was to be chief over the chief of the Levites, and to have oversight of those who kept guard over the sanctuary. To Merari belonged the clan of the Mahalites, the clan of the Mushites, and these are the clans of Merari. They're listed according to the number of all the males from a month old and upward was 6,200. And the chief of the father's house of the clans of Merari was Zul, the son of Ambalhi, and Baal, they were to camp on the north side of the tabernacle. And the appointed guard duties of the sons of Merari involved the frames of the tabernacle, the bars, the pillars, the bases, and all their accessories, all the service connected with these, also the pillars around the court with their bases and pegs and cords. Those who were those were to camp before the tabernacle on the east, before the tent of meeting toward the sunrise, were Moses and Aaron and his sons, guarding the sanctuary itself to protect the people of Israel, and by outsiders who came near was to be put to death. All those listed among the Levites, whom Moses and Aaron listed at the commandment of the Lord by clans, all males from a month old and upward, were 22,000. Exactly 22,000. Cool. And the Lord said to Moses, list all the firstborn males of the people of Israel from a month old and upward, taking the numbers of their names, and you shall take the Levites for me. I am the Lord. Instead of all the firstborns among the people of Israel and the cattle of the Levites, instead of all the firstborns among the cattle of the people of Israel, so Moses listed all the firstborns among the people of Israel as the Lord commanded him. And all the firstborn males, according to the numbers from a month old and upward, as listed, were 22,273. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, wait, it's among the people of Israel, from a month old and upward. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, take the Levites instead of all the firstborns among the people of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of their cattle. The Levites shall be mine, I am the Lord, and as the redemption price for this 2,730 of the firstborns of the people of Israel above the numbers of the male Levites, you shall take 5 shekels per head. You shall take them according to the shekel of the sanctuary, the shekel of 20 gerahs, and give the money to Aaron and his sons as the redemption price for those who are over. So Moses took the redemption money from those who were over and above, those redeemed by the Levites. From the firstborn of the people of Israel, he took the money, 1,365 shekels by the shekel of the sanctuary, and Moses gave the redemption money to Aaron and his sons according to the word of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. So it says 5 shekels. Shekels. He said you should take 5 per head. 5 per head. All right, last chapter for today, guys. Last chapter for today. Let's finish this thing strong. Let's finish this thing strong here, y'all. And we got 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes. So that took me about 8 minutes to read. So 10 minutes, y'all. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, take a census of the sons of Kohath from among the sons of Levi by their clans and their fathers' houses, from 30 years old to 50 years old. All who can come on duty to do the work in the tent of meeting. This is the service of the sons of Kohath in the tent of meeting. The most holy things when the camp is to set out. Aaron and his sons shall go in and take down the veil of the screen, cover the ark of the testimony with it, and they shall put on it a covering of goat skin, and spread on top of that a cloth all of blue, and shall put in its poles. And over the table of the bread of the presence they shall spread a cloth of blue, and put on it the plates, the dishes for incense, the bowls, the flagons for the drink offering, the regular showbread also shall be on it. Then they shall spread over them a cloth of scarlet, or cover the same with the covering of goatskin, shall put in its holes, and they shall take a cloth of blue and cover the lampstand for the lights with its lamps, its tongs, its trays, all its vessels for oil with which it is supplied. And they shall put it with all its utensils in a covering of goatskin, and put it on the carrying frame. And over the golden altar they shall spread a cloth of blue, and cover it with a covering of goatskin, and shall put it in its poles. And they shall take all the vessels of the service that are used in the sanctuary, and put them in the cloth of blue, and cover them with a covering of goatskin, and put them on the carrying frame. And they shall take away the ashes from the altar, and spread a purple cloth over it. And they shall put on it all the utensils of the altar which are used for the service there, the fine pans, the forks, the shovels, the basins, all the utensils of the altar. They shall spread on it a covering of goatskin, and shall put it in its poles. And when Aaron and his sons have finished covering the sanctuary, all the furnishing of the sanctuary as the camp sets out, after the sons of Kohath shall come to carry these. But they must not touch the holy things, lest they die. These are the things of the tent of meeting that the sons of Korath are to carry. And Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, shall have charge of the oil for the light, the fragrance incense, the regular grain offering, the anointing oil, with the oversight of the whole tabernacle and all that is in it of the sanctuary and its vessels. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, let not the tribe of the clans of Korathites be destroyed from among the Levites, but deal thus with them, that they may live and not die when they come near to the most holy things. Aaron and his sons shall go in and appoint them each to this task and to his burdens, but they shall not go in to look on the holy things, even for a moment, lest they die. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, take a census of the sons of Gershon, also by their fathers' houses, and by their clans, from 30 years old up to 50 years old. You shall list them, all who can come to duty to do service in the tent of meeting. This is the service of the clans of the Gershonites, in serving and bearing burdens. They shall carry the curtains of the tabernacle and the tent of meeting with its covering, and the covering of goatskins that is on top of it, and the screen for the entrance of the tent of meeting, and the hangings of the courts, hanging of the court, and the screen for the entrance of the court, entrance of the gate of the court that is around the tabernacle and the altar, and their cords and all the equipment for the service. They shall do all that needs to be done with regard to them. All the service of the sons of the Gershonites shall be at the command of Aaron and his sons, and all that they are to carry, and all that they have to do, and you shall assign to their charge all that they are to carry. This is the service of the clans of the sons of Gershonites in the tent of meeting, and their guard duty is to be under the direction of Ithamar, the son of Aaron, the priest. As for the sons of Merari, you shall list them by their clans and their fathers' houses, from 30 years old up to 50 years old. You shall list them, everyone who can come on duty to do the service of the tent of meeting, and this is what they are to this is what they are charged to carry as the whole of their service in the tent of meeting, with the frames of the tabernacle with its bars, pillars, and bases, the pillars around the court with their base pegs, cords with all their equipments and all their accessories. And you shall list by name the objects that they are required to carry. This is the service of the clans of the sons of Merari, the whole of their service in the tents of meeting under the direction of Ithamar, the son of Aaron, the priest. And Moses and Aaron and the chief of the congregation listed the sons of the Kohathites by their clans and their fathers' houses, from 30 years old up to 50 years old, everyone who could come on duty for service in the tent of meeting. And those listed by clans were 2,750. 207. This was the list of the clans of the Kohathites, all who served in the tent of meeting, whom Moses and Aaron listed according to the commandment of the Lord by Moses. Those listed of the clans of Gershon by their clans and their fathers' houses, from 30 years old up to 50 years old, everyone who could come on duty for service in the tent of meeting. Those listed by their clans and their fathers' houses were 2,630. This was the list of the clans of the sons of Gershon, all who served in the tent of meeting, whom Moses and Aaron listed according to the commandment of the Lord. Those listed of the clans of the sons of Merari by their clans of their fathers' houses, from 30 years old up to 50 years old, everyone who could come on duty for service in the tent of meeting. Those listed by clans were 3,200. This was the list of the clans of the sons of Merari, whom Moses and Aaron listed according to the commandment of the Lord by Moses. All those who were listed of the Levites, whom Moses and Aaron and the chief of Israel listed by their clans and their fathers' houses, from 30 years old up to 50 years old, everyone who could come to do the service of ministry and the service of bearing burdens in the tent of meeting, those listed were 8,580. According to the commandments of the Lord, through Moses they were listed, each one with his task of serving or caring. Thus they were listed by him as the Lord commanded Moses. Completed day 1, guys. That is... oh my goodness. That's it. Numbers, we just read from Numbers 1 to 4. We just completed today's goal, guys. We just completed today's reading goal. So, and it's 2:55. So we barely made it. But perfect timing. This is crazy. I'm happy, man. I'm happy we just completed. Oh, man, I'm going to have to... man, I'm happy, man. This is good. This is good. There's so much here. There's so much repetitive words and same phrases and just all this numbering. All this numbering and gathering people to groups is super hard to read. I tried to do my best, and man... so today we read from Leviticus 13 all the way to 27. We finished Leviticus today. And then and then another part of the reading today was Numbers chapter 1 to 4. And we just completed that. Thank you guys for tuning in for the live stream. I'm tuning in for the video. And that is done. Friday is completed. Day 5 is completed. And onward to tomorrow. And yeah, this is turning out to be actually pretty fun. And actually, I wasn't expecting me to come. I feel like this is easier than I expected, because when I was looking at like the reading and just the amount of reading I had to do, I was like, bro, 30 chapters in one day, like how is that possible? 25 chapters in one day. But like as I'm getting into it, as day 5 is here and day 5 is gone, like I'm starting to feel like, oh man, I can actually do this. This is obviously it's gonna get harder, because there's gonna be Psalms I'm gonna have to read, that has a bunch I'm gonna have to, so that's gonna be tough. But like as like Leviticus, I just finished Leviticus and I'm getting into Numbers. I just gotta keep grinding. I just gotta keep going here. I gotta keep going. I can't stop now. I'm day 5 in. I can't stop now. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in for the video. And yeah, like, subscribe, share. I'll catch y'all for day number 6.